Vandy can beat anyone. If we didn't know it already, we had that confirmed in Nashville on Saturday. No, they didn't on this particular day, but Vandy can beat anyone. Final, Texas 27, Vandy 24. Let's get to it with Texas missing two of its stars on the sideline there, Isaiah Bond and Andrew Makuba. And this was a game in which we witnessed as many balls batted at the line of scrimmage that were intercepted than any game that I can remember in recent memory. And it started on the first drive. Quinn Ewers batted football. Langston Patterson and Martell Height, one of the emerging star cornerbacks for Vandy. Vanderbilt is number one in the SEC in points off turnovers, and they added to that total to make it 7-0. They are number 13 in college football in converting points off of takeaways. Diego Pavia, gamer, baller, scrapper, whatever you want to call him, they all fit. And apropos, on his first touchdown, he dove to the sideline and the pylon to score the first touchdown. Yes, he is that kind of quarterback. You'll love to have him on your team, and Vandy led it 7-0. 16 carries, 67 yards for Pavia. Quinn Ewers, 8 for 8 on the first drive. He at one point in this game completed 17 consecutive passes, 27 of 37 overall. Matthew Golden with the one-hand grab for the touchdown to make it 7-7 at that point. Vanderbilt went for it on fourth down in its own territory, but Clark Lee is that kind of coach and Vanderbilt that kind of team, and what the heck. They did make it on the field, however, an illegal formation negated the fourth down conversion. And Clark Lee commented to the sideline reporter during the next timeout that that was a bad call in his opinion. DeAndre Moore converted 6 catches for 97 yards, including a touchdown grab in which he burned the Vandy secondary on a beautiful throw by Ewers, 14-7. Quinn Ewers, of course, trying to silence the hecklers that are calling for Arch Manning. Vandy near the red zone on the next possession. However, another one of those batted interceptions. Those dreaded plays. Ethan Burke to Michael Taff, and Texas took over after Vandy was threatening. Nick Rinaldi, Vanderbilt defensive back, came in for the sack to stop that Texas drive, but DeAndre Moore on the next drive capped off a long scoring march by Texas with the touchdown grab to make it 21-7. Pavia was shaken up, taken to the tent, but stayed in the ball game, and Vandy also stayed in the ball game despite being down at this point 21-7, and returned the favor with its own batted ball interception. Remember, they had the first one on the first drive that led to a Vandy touchdown. Now, here in the second half, Randon Fontenay to Miles Capers, and that led to a Vandy touchdown to get them within 24-17. So down by 2 scores, they get within 1 with just a minute left in the third quarter at that point, and they had to complete a fourth down pass to complete the drive. Pavia to Junior Sherrill. Would Vandy pull off another upset? Well, if they would do it in front of more Texas fans at their home stadium than Vandy fans. But that, no big surprise, even though the Vandy excitement has to be stirring up at this point because they're playing good football every week. Quinn Ewers, we mentioned his numbers. Keep in mind that most of this yardage gained on the run by the Texas wide receivers. 250 yards passing for Quinn Ewers at this point that I made my note that 214 of the 250 yak yards after the catch, as Vandy couldn't tackle in space. That was an issue at times. But you've got to be understanding because Texas has those kind of athletes. And then also, Vandy just did not support Pavia's passing with any kind of rushing attack. And Texas' rush defense the last 2 years has been exceptional. Vandy had a 4th and 2 at its own 37, and they went for it. And Pavia was circled back about 50 times by the pass rush and threw up a Hail Mary that was intercepted by Leona Lafau. And that appeared to be the end of the ball game because Texas had a 2-score lead at that point, 27-17, and they kicked that field goal to complete that drive. But Vandy gave it one more shot. On down the field, scores with 46 seconds left. Pavia to Eli Stowers to make it 27-24. They kicked the onside kick, but could not convert the play. Vandy could have had a shot to pull off another monumental upset. They've already defeated Bama as a 23-point dog. They defeated Kentucky as a 13-point dog, and Virginia Tech is a 13-point dog. Texas an 18-point favorite entering this game. Congratulations to Vandy for just being a respectable, more than respectable, a legitimately good football team. They are. I have to admit, when Clark Lee said 2 summers ago at SEC Media Days that we are going to have a great football program, the greatest in the nation, and I knew what he meant, not necessarily the best football-only program in the nation, but combine the academics, the culture, everything involved at Vanderbilt with the football, greatest football program in the country. And I got to say, I have cited that many times in making some fun and poking fun at Clark Lee. But look at the job that he's done. This is remarkable. They went winless in the SEC last season. They're an excellent football team. They're a really solid football team. They somehow lost to Georgia State, but they're a good football team. All right. No consolation prizes. Vandy will not make the playoffs. They've lost their 3rd game. They've got Auburn next week. For Texas, they continue on at 7-1. They've got a date against Florida next week. Your thoughts about Texas rebounding after the loss at home against Georgia by 2 scores. Disposed of Vandy, but only by a field goal. And, of course, Texas, one of those teams, like Ohio State, showing vulnerabilities and flaws, but still ultra talented. More instant analysis and, of course, our Saturday night call-in show. Give me a call. Let's talk college football week 9 right here at the Voice of College Football.